Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful week. It is Thursday and I do apologize. My camera keeps refocusing and focusing and I'm not sure why it's doing that. But it's freaking me out and I know it freaks y'all out. You're probably like, why is that happening? So I apologize for that. But I have a very, very, very special treat for you today. So back when I was living in Salt Lake City, I used to do these things called screenshot sessions. And they're pretty much, I would screenshot weird, nasty, disgusting messages I receive on dating sites or just text messages in general. And we talk about them. We'll talk about why they said that, why they felt the need to say that. And since I've been in New York for about 2 months now, I have a few of them I think you'd like to see. With that being said, this is a very NSFW video. So I'm gonna post this during the day, but I don't recommend you watching it in your office or anything like that. Also, if you're offended by crude language, sexual situations, this is probably not the video for you. I haven't did a screenshot session in a bit, so I do feel like I have to warn some people who don't know what this is about, but pretty much you're gonna see the worst of the worst. And I hope this is informative to people who are not on dating sites to see what people on dating sites are dealing with. While I don't necessarily have to worry about this anymore, I still have dating sites just because I like making the screenshot sessions because to me, it's super funny. But to some people, they're like, oh my God, it's so gross. I mean, yeah, these guys are gross. These people are gross. So with that being said again, this may not be the video for you. It's not my recent diamond fare, but it is, what I want to post today. So anyway, we're gonna jump right into it. All right, Tinder. You already know Tinder has something in store for us. Very first one, it's from a dude named Andy. Holy boobs. So I don't necessarily respond to people when they immediately say something like nice tits or some oh God, there goes my camera being weird. I shouldn't have moved. Thanks. But this dude's like, holy boobs, and I don't respond. I'm like, aight. Then he goes on to say hey. He misspells hey. And then, a couple of days later, not even a couple of days later, it's like a month later, he messages me back, wanna bang, baby? I feel like if I haven't answered you in a month, I didn't even answer your initial message, I don't think I wanna bang, babe. Bang. I mean, we'll give him points for being, on it, I guess. Shimmying on, Zach. Once again, Zach is one of those dudes who points out the obvious. You got a booty on you. And so here's the thing. I didn't know if he was saying it or was it a question, because people don't put, marks down. They're like, you got a booty on you? ? Or you got a booty on you? Like, I don't know. But even with things like that, it's like, okay, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, yes, no, thanks. Like, I don't understand. It's like a lot of these messages you're gonna notice I can't actually give responses to because there's nothing to respond to. It's just like, great. You have observational skills. Yes. So John and I were talking for a little bit, as you can see, because he said, wish you were here, and I sent the little emoji with like the teardrop thing. And then he says, I've never been with a black girl before. And then I say, ugh, you're one of those. So for those who do not know, or who have not seen some of my other videos, I do not know a black woman alive who gets turned on by a white person saying they've never been with a black girl. I don't know any black woman that would be like, oh really? Let me show you what you've been missing. Like, no, if anything, it's just like I'm not going to blame you for not, being blessed with the ability to, have sex with a black woman, but you don't have to say that you haven't had sex with a black woman. And the only reason why I say that, and this is, pull out your notepads, I'm going to tell you why this is weird, especially if you are a perpetrator of this. It sounds like you're check marking shit. It's like, been with a Mexican girl, check. Been with a Latin girl, check. been with a North Asian girl. Like, just being very specific, but then when it comes to black girls, been with a girl who's black. Like, it's just, it screams you're checking off a list, and it also screams that you think that this situation is going to be vastly different than any of your other sexual, like, interactions. I'm gonna be 100% with y'all. Black women's vaginas are not that different than other women's vaginas. The things we do sexually, as any woman, is versatile. It's based on us. So when you say things like, I've never been with a black girl before, I immediately assume that you watch interracial porn. Interracial porn. I think you watch interracial porn and think that's how black women are. What if I said I've never been with a white guy under the assumption you're going to be like James Dean or have like a 10-foot dick or something? Like, it doesn't work out like that at all. So when people say that, I'm like, and it's hard to explain it in the moment because they're like, well, it's true. It's like, okay, but you don't have to tell me that. God. All right, on to the next one. John. We have another John. Or is that the same John? Oh, that's a different John. Let me eat your butt. And he said that to a post on my, apparently on Tinder, you can isolate things on people's profiles to start a conversation, which I think is fun, but I still haven't figured out how to do that. Though I don't message people. I don't initiate conversations on Tinder. And it says, get to the point, damn it. And he just got to the point. He trying to eat some booty. Alex. Okay. This is one of those ones where he was just saying stuff. Just say stuff. I would like to stick my cock into these big titties. And I hope I'm able to bleep out. I'm gonna figure out how to bleep out so y'all don't, but you can read because I'm not gonna blur out anything. So a couple of things with this one. I feel like people that come off this strong, immediately describing what they want to do are in the process of, yeah, when they message you and they're trying to get a response from you. And even if it's a negative response, they don't care. They just want you to respond, which is why I don't. The more you know. But he's not the only one that does that. There's so many people that do things where it's like, I'm gonna blank, like send you a nasty paragraph, like the nastiest thing you've ever heard. And you know it's simply because they're probably in the process of masturbating and they think that's going to, it's not even that they think they're gonna arouse you, it's the whole process of telling someone something nasty, like a complete stranger, something so nasty, and they're like, yeah, that's so hot, oh my god. And that gets them off. Like, and especially, I feel like, honestly, especially if you have a negative, there goes my camera again, come on, bring it back, not blurry, thanks. Especially if you have a negative reaction, I think that just makes it better. They're like, oh yeah, she hates that I'm a nasty freak, man. And you're just like, please stop sending me stuff like this. It's a battlefield, y'all. It's a battlefield. Oh my god, I just got so freaked out. So the way that I record these things is that I am facing a window. It's completely dark now, but I saw a light go across my backyard, but it's just because there's a street right above my backyard. I was like, damn aliens in my backyard. Like, this room itself is haunted. Like, straight up. This room is haunted. I hate this room so much. It's haunted. All right, we're gonna continue. All right, and we got, what? There's so many Johns today. We got another John for you. John and I were talking literally for a second. So the very first message you see is him say, hey, and I say, hey, how are you? Casual stuff, whatever. And then he immediately slides into the most stupid pickup line because I say, I'm prepping for a meeting because I was at work. I was probably at work. I don't know. Or I lied. I tell people I'm going to meetings all the time when I'm really not. Don't tell anyone I work with about that. He says, I like to have a meeting with those titties. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I didn't respond, as you can see, but I don't know how I feel about, one people that make funny things that are like, I like to do your mom, ha ha ha. It seems very high schoolish, so I'm like, you want to meet my titty? Yeah, it's tedious, y'all. The whole process is tedious. And finally, the piece of shit. Y'all, this guy, I ended up screenshotting this. Like, I almost screenshot everything that guy sent me, and I sent it to Todd because he gets a kick out of it. But even Todd was like, what is wrong with this man? I'm like, I don't know. So let me tell you about Chris. Chris started off, okay. Hey, I said, hello. How are you, beautiful girl? I'm fine. How are you? Then he immediately nosedive into nasty. If we ever meet up, I want you to withhold showering because I like natural scents. It gets worse. So we'll just start at this part. Why this part is weird. So I know some people that are down with natural scents. Like, after a day, they're like, after work, they don't mind, messing around with their partner. They're like, I don't care. Like, I like the way you smell because to me, it registers as you. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But this dude was talking about a week. You know what I do throughout a week? There's so many things that I do throughout a week that I would need to shower multiple times during that week. He's not accounting for the fact that I go to the gym. He's not accounting for so many different facts that, depending on the time of the month, you're not accounting for a lot of shit. And he's like, I like natural scents. And it's like, homeboy, I don't even like to smell myself half the time if I deem it as funkadelic. And you over here trying to get a week's worth of diamond stank. Heck no. Heck no. And so you remember when I told you it was going to get worse? It's going to get worse. It just got worse. This is what he says to me next. No, he's like, is that okay? I just like being forward. And I'm fine with people being forward because it usually lets them weasel themselves out. But I tell him I'm not going to do that. Pretty much long-winded way of saying I'm not going to do that. And then he asks, would I defecate on his chest? And when people send me messages like that, I always go back to the guys that make like jokes about my titties. And I'm like, I'll take that guy any day of the week. But homeboy over here, even my camera confused. That's why it keeps coming in and out. It's like, what are you talking about? He asked if I would defecate on his chest. No. And that was the end of that conversation. That was a no, straight up no. Because usually with like guys like that, I, say like I'll rip them to shreds. I'm like, you're nasty, you're a punk bitch. No, I was just straight up like, no, gonna screenshot this and then I'm just gonna unmatch you. Because usually I'm very sex positive, very arousal positive. I have a very short list of things that I'm not down with. That's all. God dang, 47. Will you stop? All right. That's one of the things. So yeah. I hope you got a kick out of that, or at least gagged a little bit. I used to do screenshot sessions a lot because I used to be on almost every dating site on the planet. Now it's just quite tedious. So I think it's Tinder and a couple of other ones where I'm just I just sit there and I'll swipe, wait until somebody messages me something stupid, screenshot it, and then unmatch them. Funny enough, Uh, one guy matched with me, and then a couple of minutes later, he's like, I better not end up on your YouTube channel. And I'm like, so you know. But then I always assure people, I'm like, as long as you don't say anything fucking weird, I'm not going to put you on the channel. Like, I don't have a screenshot session for the most, bland response. It's really just, let's talk about these creeps. But it's rare I'm going to do screenshot sessions because those things can get rough and people are not as nasty. I don't know what happened in the past couple of months, or maybe it's just because I moved. Like, I moved to New York from Utah. First couple of messages are nasty. New York, they're they'll coax their way in, just be like casually. So, can you shit on my chest? And they don't come out the gate with that, So we'll see. I don't know when the next screenshot session is gonna be. I really can't tell you. So yes. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. As I've told you before, and I will continue to tell you, I have a podcast coming out in October called Diamond in Her Hat. It is very similar to the screenshot sessions, except for it is a podcast. And I will be telling you weird stories, and I will be talking about a variety of subjects. Todd, my mother, a lot of people have contributed to what the topics are going to be. So if you're interested to hear about my opinions, my mom's opinions, Todd's opinions, Randy's opinions, about all kinds of things under the sun that I can't put on YouTube, please become a patron. And it's only for $2 a month if you want to just listen to the podcast. But if you're interested in other tiers, check those out. But right now, I'm really hyping the podcast because I am kind of excited for it. It's going to be fun. Yeah. I'm in this creepy room. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you go see It Chapter 2. This is not an ad for it. I just hope you see it so I can have someone to talk about it with because I am nervous, y'all. The movie's gonna be like 3 hours long. 3 hours long of Bill Skarsgård creeping it up. It's gonna be wild. Anyway, I will be back on Tuesday with a video for you, and I promise I will. I promise. Unless something changes, whatever. But other than that, thanks for watching, y'all. And if you are a creep on Tinder, I hope you message me one day so I can use it. Bye.